Oh my god, hey! Oh my god.
Don't bring them down because they are not in your level.
There's a checklist to go through when you're doing people's makeup.
You can be straight and you can still do drag. You can be a girl and still do drag.
Is your name actually Jackie?
No, it's not.
Because I didn't have any other way to express the anger.
So it wasn't really well known until NESCC happened.
So,
Actually, let's talk about drama and cosplay.
I don't want to post my cosplays because I see a lot of drama and a lot of people overshadowing.
Oh, that judge is bad. Oh.
you don't even have to answer if you don't want to.
I don't have to, but I want to.
Okay, go ahead.
No.
First time I'm doing a live show when I'm not a host. So
I don't know, it was so weird because like I was trying to zoom in onto my face, but for some reason it wouldn't zoom in. But yeah, anyways, I fixed it. So how are you? Or should I
I'm
say,
good and you?
comment allez-vous? Is that how you say it in French?
C'est comme ça va bien, merci.
I was trying to learn how to say a few words in French just to...
Yes. French is kind of a hard language, so...
Yeah, so, okay, so first of all, I just want to welcome everyone for a new season of Awesome Chat. I've done this in the past. I've done it with a couple of people, like back in April, and I'm so excited to be back, and you're my first guest, so really happy to have you. And just to give a very quick, a brief introduction to what Awesome Live Chat is, or Awesome Chat is. It's basically a live chat where I interview a bunch of people with different talents, different backgrounds, and talk about their different experience. And this will lead up to, like, you know, opening people's perspectives to things that are not very common. So today we have you, Judas Morningstar.
Yes.
And you're going to tell us all about yourself, your art, your drag, what you do, and
exactly.
Yeah. So why don't you go ahead and take over and tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, as you said earlier, I'm Judas Morningstar from the House of Morningstar.
From the House of Morningstar.
Yes, from the House of Morningstar. My drag daughter is watching it, so go follow Coccinelle.
Yeah,
that means ladybug in English.
She asked a question, which we will get to later.
So yes, I'm doing drag since almost 2 years. What can I say? I started to grow up during the first lockdown. Actually, in France, we had 2 lockdowns because of the COVID. I don't know how many lockdowns did you have in your country, but we had 2 here. And none. Where are you from?
Bahrain. It's a small country, the Middle East. We don't have lockdowns.
Okay, so here we had 2. And so I started really to do drag during the first lockdown. I grew up during the first lockdown, and since I'm trying to do drag and to be cool. That's it.
So you started during the lockdown. That's when your whole drag
exactly my whole aesthetic came.
So what did you do before the lockdown? Like, what was your regular hobby?
Well, I'm a student, so I study a lot. I'm working a lot. I'm working in a restaurant, but mainly I paint a lot. I draw a lot, and my first hobby is spending as much time as I can with my boyfriend and my friends.
Oh.
But also I paint and I draw.
So you're an artist in general, like whether drag or not drag, like art is your thing. So
yes, art is my thing.
So how did you? Okay, like so you said, lockdown happened, and were you a fan of drag to begin with? Like, are you a fan of Drag Race? I assume you are, because
yes. So it's a little bit complicated for me because I was a fan of Drag Race before I started doing drag. I was really a fan. I watched like all the 11 first seasons, And then when I started doing drag, when I started to know what was my aesthetic, what was the drag that I wanted to do, I started to stop watching Drag Race because it's not the kind of drag that I really like. It's really actually drag is a prism. I don't know if you understand this word, if it is English, but it's a prism. And Drag Race is not really representing this prism like it's supposed to, because it only shows cis men doing feminine drag and not other kind of drag.
Exactly.
So I'm not watching Drag Race a lot. I used to, but not anymore.
It's very interesting that you brought that up. And one of the things that I wanted to, well, okay, we'll get in details later in a bit, but I just wanted to like start with emphasizing on your style of drag. Like, how do you describe your style of drag?
Well, at first, I wanted Judas to be a drag king, which means either a woman or a non-binary doing masculine male present drag, or a man doing male present drag. But I started to understand that it's not my thing either, doing drag king things, being hyper masculine or something. So I identify as a drag queer, which is a mix between drag queens and drag kings. It's the middle part. Sometimes I'm masculine, sometimes I'm feminine, sometimes I'm not
neither.
Not masculine. Sometimes I'm neither. So this is my drag. I'm sorry for my English. It's not very good, but
no, don't worry. Absolutely not. I love the accent, by the way. French accents are. I love British accents, French accents, and I also love Australian accents.
Yes, I love Australian accents as too.
So I just wanted. Okay, so you know what? The reason why I specifically picked you for this live chat is because I started following you for the past maybe 5 or 6 months. That's when I found you.
Yes.
And I noticed that your style of drag is very unique. Like you said, it's not very common. We don't see a lot of men doing male presenting drag. It's always like the men doing the female presenting. Or
yes,
like
exactly.
Yeah, there are females that do female presenting, but they're not put onto the media on drag.
Yes, not. Yeah. They're not.
So I always like love finding artists that try to, break boundaries and do things that they are comfortable with the most. And your style of drag is something that I relate to because I love drag, but I don't necessarily see myself doing like female presenting. I could, but it's just not my style. And for those of you who don't know, this is 100% inspired by Judas. I even tried to.
Yes, it's very beautiful.
I even tried to curl my hair because of your curly hair.
You look really good.
Thank you. So yeah, so that's why I really admire your style because it's very authentic and it's very you basically. So
yes, it is me. Just with paint on my face, but.
So speaking of paint, so you told us that you used to be a painter and artist. Like, when did you, or what was the first look that you started experimenting with, and how did that turn out? Like, what look were you going for? Because you have a very distinctive look, with eyebrows.
Well, the first time I was in drag, it was not like this at all. Actually, I was doing drag with my drag mother, Nyx Morningstar, and it was really girly because my drag mother is really girly. She's a man doing feminine drag, because she put me in drag, it was feminine drag that I did, but it wasn't really for me. So at first, really, what I wanted to be with Judas, what I wanted to do was kind of a monster, with a big eyebrows, and I wanted to be a monster. So I started doing big things, really graphic things, and it ended up like this.
Yeah, the big eyebrows and the big lips. Yes. Are you a graphic designer by any chance? Do you do digital art?
No, not at all. No, I am a manager, just a manager in a restaurant, and it has nothing to do with drag at all. I'm selling tacos every day.
Ooh.
So it has nothing to do with drag. I am a student as well. I'm studying management and marketing and and communication, but I'm not a graphic designer.
I study marketing too, so high five.
Yes, hi.
So tell us about the name Judas. I mean, is it your real name?
No, it's not my real
Okay.
name. I wish it was, but it's not. So my real name is Adrian.
Adrian. Okay.
Adrian. And Judas, actually, I really love villains and evil characters in movies, and yes, in movies or comedies, and I really love evil. And so I wanted something that could be evil if I wanted to. And also, it's really basic, but I am a huge fan of Lady Gaga, and one of my favorite songs is Judas.
Judas,
So
yeah.
I was like, okay, I'm going to mix those both things, and then I came up with Judas.
That is so interesting because, like, yeah, when you think of Judas, like, you'd either think of like, oh, the villain from the Bible or Lady Gaga song, and it's a very smart choice because it's a very common name now s- after the song. So, okay, so you basically started drag during quarantine, and so you're very new to the whole because there's traditional drag and there's modern drag. Modern drag is something
Yes.
that is mostly like you are a result of the modern drag where it's all digital, no live perform, like no physical performances, everything's online. So tell us how
Yes.
that experience has been.
Well, actually, I started drag before first lockdown and before COVID, but it wasn't really good and it wasn't really important to me in my life, and really it became important during the first lockdown. But yes, there's definitely a new generations of drag queens, drag king and drag queer since the COVID appeared because we are all locked down in our houses and we have to keep getting busy or keep focusing on something,
Yeah.
or we are going to become crazy. And thanks to COVID, there are now lots of new drag performers or drag artists or makeup artists.
Yeah.
And yes, I really love that. I really love that, and I'm a huge fan of modern drag. Even though I love classic drag, which is a really inspiring, really cool, really. I really love, actually, yes, I really love classic drag because it's our history.
Of
It's our
course.
history from the queer community, and so it's really important to remember our ancestors and to remember our history.
Of course. Now, like you said that like the traditional drag is more like, well, you can't put it in one box because there are so many different types. But the one that I
Yes, there
want
are so many kind of drag.
But the one that I want to focus on the most and that I want to talk about the most is like the whole live performance aspect and the whole, like, queens who perform at bars, queens who perform like the performance
Yes.
aspect the most. Like, do you find like if you could pick one thing that you specialize in, what would it be? Because there are the look queens, there are the performance queens, there are the crafty queens. So what thing would you
Yes.
just which artist do you describe yourself as the most?
Well, I'm not a look queen because I have like two t-shirts and one skirt, and so I'm not a queen at all. But I think I'm a makeup queen. I'm a makeup king or makeup queer king. So yes, I identify as a makeup queen, And I wish I was a lip sync assassin, but I never got the chance yet to go on stage, even though I had the chance to do live performances during last year on Instagram. But I'm not a lip
Oh
sync
yeah.
assassin
I've
yet.
seen the Bad Romance performance, right?
Yes, I love this song. I love this song. I was really proud of me. I did another one earlier in the year, and I was not really proud of it, but this one I was proud of it. I am proud of it.
I mean, you have to look back and see like what have you lacked and what can you improve from your style of drag.
Yes.
And it's really amazing. And like I find it really fascinating about. I've read like it's really amazing how there's a community still going on and still supporting drag artists, even though, COVID shut down
Yes.
performances, COVID shut down live shows. So for me and for the viewers from my area that has never seen drag in real life, tell us more about like how the drag community is in France. Because we don't have
Well,
much,
actually, I
really.
can. So drag queens or drag kings are really supportive. We are really supportive between us because it's not easy. It's not easy to be a man and disguise ourselves as women or the opposite for women or any kind of
Anything in
drag.
between, yeah.
And yes, so we are really supportive between us. As in everywhere, there are jerks like everywhere,
Of
as I
course.
said. No, we are really supportive between us. We are really kind, and French drag community is really cool. It's really cool because it's really different from each city. Actually, we had a lot of different tiny drag communities from different cities, and in every city is different. So this is cool. This is
I
really
wanted to
cool.
actually,
We are really yes.
sorry, I was sorry to cut you off. I really wanted to ask this question. I wanted to know which city you're from, and I wanted to know a little bit about that. But you can share that later if you want.
Well, I'm from Clermont-Ferrand, so it's a little bit hard to say it or to write it if you're not French. I'm going to write it in the chat,
Okay.
so you'll.
Because I've seen it on your
But
bio, and I'm trying to pronounce it, but
it's like Clermont-Ferrand.
Clermont-Ferrand.
Exactly,
All right.
Clermont-Ferrand. And it's not a big town. It's not a tiny town as well. It's a middle town in the middle of the France, very lost. And we are like 5 drag queens or drag queers or drag artists here.
Mm-hmm.
But it's really cool because we have a lot of friends who are really supportive as well. And even though it's not a big city, it's kind of queer. I mean, I can hold the hand of my boyfriend in the street and have no problem with it. I can kiss him in a bar if the bars are open. Now the bars are closed, but I can, it's a good city to live in.
So it's safe,
It's a good city to
basically.
live in. Yeah, it's really safe. It's really safe. It's really cool. And it's really cool this day because there are lots of new queen popping from nowhere in Clermont, and so I'm really glad. I'm really happy that new artists are coming by and coming to do drag here. It's cool.
No, is that where you grew up? Like, were you born in this town?
No,
Okay. Do you want to
no.
more
No,
about your
yes.
history?
So I grew up in the Alpes. Maybe you know the Alpes, French Alpes. I grew up in a town called Chambéry, and it's it's a little town. It's not as big as Clermont-Ferrand. It's a little town. It's not really queer, not really safe, but it's not dangerous neither. But and I don't think there are any drag artists in Chambéry. But it's the town I grew up in. It's kind of cool, but it's not Clermont-Ferrand.
And when did you move to Clermont-Ferrand?
I moved 5 years ago. 5 years ago for my college, for the college, and
Okay, makes sense. And that's where you found,
yes.
and that's really cool. That's really inspiring. It's really cool to see. And like pre-COVID, were there clubs? Was it very active when it comes to the drag scene? Were there prides? Were there events or?
So there is a tiny pride here. I've never been to this pride because every time the pride is here, I'm working, so I can't tell you anything about it.
Yeah.
But it's really festive. I mean, we had a lot of parties before COVID. We had a lot of parties. We have a lot of restaurants, of bar, of shows. We don't have any drag show. We didn't have any drag show because at the time before COVID, we were like 3 doing drag here, so it was kind of complicated to start a show only with 3 people. But I'm hoping to start a show when COVID will be gone. I hope if COVID goes one day.
Yeah.
Let's hope.
So, okay, so you're a modern drag artist. Let's say that's how you describe yourself. And I also noticed that, like when I followed you and I found you, I also found the House of Morningstar, which is like this very talented group. Every single one of you is so talented. Your makeup skills, and the concepts behind every look is just so amazing. And I can't wait to know more about the House of Morningstar. So why don't you go ahead and tell me
So we at the beginning, the House of Morningstar was just a group of 3 friends. So Nymphea, my drag mother, Lilith, my drag sister, who are 2 of my best friends. We started to do drag together. Actually, Nymphea started to do drag earlier, but we basically started to do drag together. And then I had Coccinelle, my drag daughter, who's the love of my life. And she joined we built at the 4 of us. Yes, she's here. She's really supporting. And we started the House of Morningstar at 4. Like it was Nymphea, Lilith, Coccinelle, and I. And it's really important to us that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Did we what?
No, go ahead. You were saying that it's really important for you.
Yes, the house is really important for us because the concept of a house is really important in the queer community, in the drag community. I don't know if you know where it comes from, but it's really important because it comes from the fact that many years ago, when being queer wasn't accepted, queer folks were gathering. Yes, were kicked out, and when they were kicked out, they were gathering in small places to live together, to survive together, and this is how the concept of houses came to life. So it's really important, even though now it's less important because we are much more accepted. Mm-hmm. It still has a very, very important goal and an important signification. Yeah. So it's like our family.
Yeah. So you guys started this out of like the hobby or out of just you guys being really close friends? Like, was it something that you decided to be like, okay, we all have something in common, let's start a house? Or was it like, oh, we're close friends, let's do something fun out of it? Was it main focus drag, or was it just like a friendship?
First of all, I think it was because of our friendship. But yes, I think we started the house because we were friends, but also because we were doing drag together. Okay, and because we wanted to put a label on what we were for each other. So we all took the Morningstar nickname and built the House of Morningstar.
So why Morningstar? Is there a backstory to the name Morningstar?
Well, actually, the common aesthetic of our house, of our different characters, was witchcraft and hell and demons. Yeah. So for Lilith, it's witchcraft. For Nymphea, it's hell. And for I and Coccinelle, it's really demonic or graphic things. And Morningstar is the nickname of Lucifer. It was the nickname of Lucifer, and we wanted to do something that could reflect this kind of witchy, demonic aesthetic, and voilà.
So what is the goal of the House of Morningstar moving forward? Like, you guys have this house, you're supporting each other. What is like your long-term goal? What do you want to do with this?
I think our long-term goal is to be bigger, to be famous, to be more famous, to be bigger, and also to produce our own shows, produce our own drag show, our own photo shoot, our own projects. And yes, I think our common goal is that.
And it's very possible. It's really, really possible,
Yes,
especially with COVID, everything being like accessible. You can do anything
yes,
with the internet. You just need phone and internet, and you can do it. So I think that's it's really
exactly.
possible.
Yes, I think we could do that. Actually, I'm building my own drag show that will happen in March, and I think that when COVID will be gone, I think the House of Morningstar will be producing his own drag show in real life on a stage in our city.
Yes, I would come watch, but it's too
Broad,
far away.
but we will broadcasting on Instagram, I think.
Of course, yeah, I would definitely 100% watch and support you guys.
Thanks.
Now, okay, so in a few moments, let's say in 15 minutes, we're gonna take a break and then we're gonna come back and answer the questions from the audience and the questions from the post. But I also want to touch a little bit about, okay, so we talked about your views on Drag Race and what it represents and what it doesn't represent. And as a fan, as a major fan of Drag Race, and as a person who has been inspired by Drag Race for years, the at this during this time, it has become a very crucial show, not only for the queer community or not only for the drag community, but for everyone, because people are staying at home and there's nothing to watch, and Drag Race is very popular. The memes, the fans are crazy. So, with everything that's going on last season and this season, if you could change one thing about it, what would you do? Like if they said, Judas, the show is in your hands, change it, what would you do?
What would I do if I could change something on Drag Race? Well, I think I would think better before booking queens, and I think I would start it. No, no, this is not mean.
Shade.
It's not mean. I think no, 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 no. I don't know any of these queens. They are all doing an incredible job, but I think I would think better because drag is not only men doing drag, even though now there is Gottmik with a
Yeah,
transgender artist. But I think I would think better because drag is not only men doing female drag, but it's also all the rest. And I think I will book, I will book drag kings, drag queer, trans artists, the whole prism of drag because it's been years since RuPaul has been and is called
yeah.
out because she's not doing this. So I think I would change this because the show doesn't represent the reality of the drag community. Even though it's a really good show, it's really entertaining. We all are having a lot of fun watching it, but it could be so much better if it represents the whole drag community.
And it's very impactful. It's very, very impactful too. As I said, not just like it has a major effect, and not only on the drag community, on in general. Like so many things that come out of the show make it to mainstream, make it to the general media. So many memes, so many jokes, so many references.
Yes,
So that's why it's very important for them to represent something that would deliver the right idea of what drag is.
yes, yes,
Now,
and also it allowed the drag to be mainstream, well known by much more people.
yeah, yeah, it really changed the game. Now, what are your opinions of like the different franchises? Now there's Drag Race Australia, there's Holland.
Um, So I just heard this morning that Drag Race Australia was launched. So I'm
Yeah.
really glad because one of my I really love drag Australian drag, but I don't really have any opinions about it, except that I don't really watch and like the USA version of it. I
Mhm.
really love drag UK, Drag Race
Oh,
UK. I really love
yes.
it because it's
UK
much more European and as a European, it's really representative of our
culture.
part of drag. So it's really cool. I really love UK drag and English drag and Scottish drag. I really love UK Drag Race. But yes, I did not watch
Holland.
Drag Race Holland. I did not watch it, and I heard that Drag Race España was coming by, and I just can't wait because I love Spanish drag. They are so cool, so crazy, and I am definitely going to watch it. But I really hope that it will be more inclusive. And RuPaul, I really hope that RuPaul thinks better about booking drag artists. It's not shady at all. But I think that drag should be represented. I think that drag are not only men doing feminine drag. So why is she booking only men doing feminine drag?
Because
But
I
it's
remember
my opinion.
You're right. I remember seeing an interview, or like I think it was an article where RuPaul said it takes away from the challenge because RuPaul's idea of drag is you're a man, you put on these crafts and you present it. If you're a female that presents that, you kind of have an advantage. That's in RuPaul's opinion. That's why I think he can never accept the idea of, no, anyone can do that. Not just men, not just women. Anyone can do anything. So
Yes, anyone can do drag. Really. If you want to see great drag and you want to see a woman doing drag, you must go and check Morphine Blaze, who is a Parisian drag artist and who is doing incredible drag.
Morphin
And my Morphine Blaze, like morphine, and Blaze like Blaze Runner.
Yeah, I will check
And
that.
she's an incredible drag artist.
Okay, there are some comments that I cannot read because I don't read.
Yes, these are my friends. They are speaking to each other, not to us.
Let them have fun. Do you ever think that there will be a Drag Race France, like a French version?
Well, we are really waiting for it. I mean, it's a really big subject on the queer drag French Twitter. We are always talking about it. We can't wait to see it. We can't wait to see it because
I think it's very possible.
Yes, it's totally possible because we all know in France that Jean-Paul Gaultier agreed to be the guest, to be the host of the show. So we can't wait. We can't wait. I hope it will air soon, and I hope I will be asked for it, even though I'm not ready yet. Maybe for season 3 or 4.
Like once you get all the clothes and everything.
Yes, actually.
Is there anyone specific?
Because I would win if I would go.
Yes.
But I'm not ready yet. I'm not going if I'm not sure that I will win.
Yeah, of course. Like if you know that you need some time to prepare to
Yes, exactly. I'm
everything.
not ready yet.
I heard that.
As I said, I only had one T-shirt and one dress, so it won't be possible.
Have you heard about the whole Veronica Green situation, where she couldn't come back to the UK because of the COVID? Because she got COVID.
No, I did not.
Drag Race UK, she got eliminated.
Yes, she was the one who was doing
Medusa. The Medusa.
A robotic look, no?
Yeah.
Yes, I remember her.
She's gonna be on season 3, hopefully. And
I hope so. She was really good.
Yeah, I hope to see her go far because she was one of my favorites, my all-time favorites.
Yeah, she was really good.
Yes. So is there anything else you'd like to spill before we take a very quick break and come back and answer the questions? Shout-outs to the house or your friends or your family, because this will be posted on my IGTV so people can watch it back and
So go follow my house. Go follow my house and my daughter Coccinelle, and also go follow Beauregard, who is a French drag artist, and he is incredible, and he is commenting his the live, and he is really incredible. So go follow him as well. He's one of my friends. He's incredible, and go follow Coccinelle, and also me, please.
Yeah, follow Judas Morningstar.
And that's it, I think.
All right, so we're gonna take a very quick break. We're gonna rest
Yes.
and come back to answer the questions. So in this segment, we are gonna be answering some questions from the post,
Yes.
and whoever likes to join in and ask us questions is more than welcome. So, okay, the first question is from your drag daughter, and it says, is it continually your favorite French drag queen?
What? I did not understand with the sound.
How do you pronounce her name?
Coccinelle.
Coccinelle.
Like cock, sin, hell. You know, a cock, a sin, and the hell. but it doesn't mean cocks in hell. It means ladybug.
Oh, okay. Now I see what she did there. It's a very clever name. So
She
it
is
says,
clever.
isn't Coccinelle your favorite French drag? So
She's my
just saying,
favorite.
yeah,
She's my favorite ever, and not just French drag. She's my favorite
drag of
human
all time.
drag. Yeah, drag of all
Oh,
time. I love you. And Beauregard, I love you too. I love you too. Beauregard is actually one of my favorite drag ever as well. And such a nice man, a nice drag, a nice person. I love him.
so you guys are all in the same town, right?
No. Beauregard is not in the same time as Coccinelle and I. He's from Grenoble. Grenoble is a city near to the city where I was born. On the
Okay,
Alps.
okay. So like you guys are still in touch even
Yes.
after.
Yes, I really like him. I really like him. He's very nice, very cool, and very talented. You all should go see his drag.
Yeah, I will. I definitely will. Because I follow Coccinelle. Yeah, I will definitely check out your. Yeah, I'll check out the page. I wanted to ask you, like, because I met a lot of people online during the pandemic. Did you meet a lot of people, and did you get to collaborate with a lot of people online outside of France?
Yes. I met one of my favorite drag artists, who's Eduardo Monarca from Mexico, from Mexico, and Mexico, and he's one of my favorite drag king ever, and I really like him. He will be in my show as well. And yes, I met a lot of other queens because like a lot of French drag artists.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks to the pandemic, but yes, I met a lot of people thanks to internet and the pandemic.
So, do you want to tell us a little bit about the show that you're gonna do? Because I saw your posters and I saw the promo posts and all, but I want to know more.
So it will air on March 19 at 9 p.m. as well, and I tried to book as much queer and drag artists as I can, and I try to respect, as I said, the spectrum, because prism doesn't exist. It's spectrum. The word spectrum. Coccinelle just told me between the break that the word doesn't exist. So I tried to book as much as kings and queers and queens as I could, and I try to respect as much as I can the spectrum of drag. So it will air on March 19, and the theme is monster supremacy, because it's my thing. So there will be a lot of very great queen, as Beauregard will be here, Coccinelle will be here, my house will be here,
The full house.
The whole house will be here. Ophelia Delpin, who is a drag from my city, will be here as well, and I have Eduardo Monarca from Mexico who will be here as well.
Oh.
Chico Stray from New York City who will be here as well, and lots of other queens. It will be really cool. I can't wait. I hope you'll watch it, but
Is it gonna be on Instagram, or is it gonna be?
Yes, it will be on a live, just like this.
Okay. Yes, I'll definitely on the 19th, right?
Yes, March 19th.
March 19th. Yeah, okay. I will make sure to keep an eye and I will definitely repost it and remind people.
Yes, thanks.
Okay, so going into the next question, I think this question is directed at me, but I'll say it loud anyway, and maybe you can answer it with me. This person, I assume, is from my area, from Bahrain, and they said, when do you think conventions will come back to Bahrain? Now, if you don't know, conventions are like, I assume you do know what a cosplay convention is. It's basically like Comic-Con
Yes, yes,
or
I worked for a cosplay conventions back in like
okay.
3 or 4 years here, and it was cool. It was really cool. People were coming with huge swords and playing with it. It was really, really cool. I wasn't doing drag at the time, but it was really, really cool.
Were you
And
like, what were you managing exactly? Event or the cosplay competition?
No, I was working for the event. Actually, I was the word. I was taking the coats and the purse of the people who were coming to the convention, and it was
Assistant, basically.
it was very
Yeah.
exciting. It was very exciting. It was really cool. I'm not much of a gamer, even though I played a little bit like Zelda, Pokemon, and a lot of other things, but I had the fun of my life.
Yeah, it's really fun. Cosplay conventions could be really fun, and it's really interesting to know like more about it from your perspective, from like an organizer or from a what's the word? Assistant
Yes,
or assistant.
yes, yes. I work for the organization, and it was very cool. They were so nice.
Which
People
event
were
was
so
it?
nice.
Or do you not want to specify? It's okay if you don't want to.
It was. I just can't remember the name. It was Clermont Geek Convention. You know, like Clermont-Ferrand, the
Yeah,
Geek
yes.
Convention. It was cool. It was really cool.
So you're stealing
I'm
people's
just
prizes.
reading the comments. Like, fuck, regard.
I know, but basically, okay, so for me, that's where I developed, like, got into the whole cosplay and like cosplay and drag for me are very similar because the way I do my cosplays are heavily, heavily inspired by drag artists. Everything that I do must have a touch of drag, or else it's not my style. So so they're asking me like if because conventions is where I met most of my close friends, and cosplay conventions are very popular here in the Middle East. That's how the communities form. Just like the drag communities, there are the cosplay communities and like cosplay gatherings and groups, and they're very popular here. And they've been off for almost a year. Actually, exactly a year ago was the last time that I attended a cosplay convention. It was in Dubai, Dubai Comic Con. Yeah, it was last year. It was the 7th of March 2020, before
Yes,
the whole
yes.
pandemic happened.
It
And
stopped everything, actually.
yeah, and to answer their questions, because they're asking me like, when do you think they're gonna come back? Not anytime soon. Not
No,
until
not at
not anytime
all.
soon. Hold on, let me just scroll down. Someone said, any makeup secrets you can afford to share with us? Any makeup tips or tricks? Or no? You don't want to tell us?
So I'm going to explain you how to do a colorful base like I did. So I'm using Nyx Colorful Foundation. I don't know if you can see it, and a
Okay.
lot of people can't use it because it's very strong and very big on the skin. You know, it's thick,
very thick.
Yes, it's very thick, very hard to work with. And the tip I could give you is you should use oil like coconut oil or jojoba oil for all of those colorful things, because it will be very, very easier to work with. And to answer to the question on the chat, what's your favorite brand of face paint? It's the NYX Cosmetics one because they are all the primary colors, and then you can mix it, and it's really cheap, but it also do the job. Like I paint my face with it, and it's incredible. Not my face, the makeup the makeup thing.
So
Products.
do you start with like I assume that you start with red base and then you highlight it with white, correct?
Yes, what I started to do, I glue my brows down, then I paint my face in red, then I put white here, and here to enlighten the thing. Then I bake it. I
Baking.
put powders on it. Yes, baking. I put powder on it because you can't do anything on it if it is not baked. And then I applied. You can't really see it, but to do my contour, I applied red and dark shade eyeshadow shade, and then the graphic lines and the gold tears, and then
I
eyebrow.
did the lines too.
Yes, it's my brand. Yes, it's really cool. I really like your makeup, like the big eyebrows. It's really cool.
These are your eyebrows, not mine.
Yes, I really love what you did with your hair.
Yeah, I tried to curl it because your hair is curly, so I wanted to be
very
on
very
brand.
curly. Actually, it's a pain in my ass. I won't lie, it's a pain in my ass because I can't do nothing with it. So it's curly because I can't do nothing else but curly.
You can straighten it.
Yes, but it's ugly. It really doesn't work because I have a very big forehead, so it must be curly.
Yeah. Me too, kind of. Okay, so let me see for the other questions. Most of them are about makeup. Oh, who's your favorite contestant? I think we already kind of answered that. Or
my favorite contestant in a drag race or in
I assume it's
in
about
drag.
I assume
it's about drag.
Yeah.
My favorite drag from Drag Race is definitely Sasha Velour.
Sasha
Velour. My favorite. I really love Sasha Velour. I really love Aquaria too because she's really creative and really good in makeup. And
very young.
And very young. But I also really love Ginny Lemon. I love her so much. She's crazy. And for me, drag must be crazy. And she's insane. So it's a pleasure to watch her every time.
Without giving away any spoilers, what did you think of that situation?
Well, I did not watch the episode, but I saw it on Twitter, and this is iconic. It's iconic. It's none of the other queens who ever competed in any kind of drag race season that would be from USA or England or from Holland had done this, and this was major. This is why, for me, she's one of the biggest queens. And she's so funny. She rather be funny than win. Who does that? This is incredible. It was incredible. I should watch the episode. I should. I did not watch it yet, but I should to understand why the fuck she did that. But
I think you should watch the interviews. I watched the interviews, like the post-show interviews. You'd understand why. But yeah, I don't want to spoil because my friend's on the chat and I want her to watch the season, so I don't want to say anything. Okay, let's get some questions from here. Let's see. Did you study the art of drag, or is it a hobby because your makeup is very neat and nice? We talked about this, but if you can go ahead and like give us a little bit about.
No, I did not study the art of drag. Well, I think almost all of the drag artists, I watch Drag Race, and Drag Race make me want to do drag, and then I practice because it might look beautiful at the beginning of my drag. It was ugly, like very,
We all start
very
somewhere.
ugly. Yes, it's just practice, actually, just practice. And I practice a lot. I do a lot of drag because it's like it helps me. Drag helps me. It helps me to focus and to be calm because I'm someone who's a really speed and I work a lot, and so doing drag just make me rest. I rest, so I do a lot of drag. I do a lot of drag, and so I practiced a lot, and then I started to become a little bit good at it.
And now you're very good at it. Like it's really cool. It's very.
Thanks.
May I ask? Look, you don't have to answer this. But how old are you?
I'm 22.
You're 22? Oh,
Yes, I'm 22. I'm only 22.
I'm turning 22 in a month. Less than in a
Oh,
month.
happy happy birthday if I forgot it.
When's your birthday?
Well, I will be turning 23 on August 25th.
Oh, okay. So by the end of the year, that's when.
Yes, by the end of the year. I'm a Virgo.
It's so amazing to see. Like, and I'm proud of our generation. I'm honestly really proud
Yes,
of our
me
generation.
too. Me too. I think we are so incredible, so free, so fun, and so talented because we started to think and to create a world without boundaries. And this is why I really love young artists and young drag artists. Actually, there was a study in France where scientists study young people, and I think that young people, almost 52% are queer and not straight.
This is a new
So
study
it's-
based in France.
Yes, in France. So it's cool. I mean, we will have a lot of new queer artists, even though a straight man can do drag. Everyone can do drag, and this is why drag is so fun and so cool. Because as long as you respect the art, as long as you respect the history and the culture, everyone can do drag. Even a straight man.
Absolutely, and I think
And it
that
would
is
be
something.
so cool. It would
Yeah,
be
and
so
I
cool
think
that a straight man does drag.
I think we kind of saw that in UK season 1 with Scaredy Cat. I don't know if you watched
Yes,
season.
yes, I
That was
remember it.
that was a very fresh, fresh concept that we've never seen.
Yes, because everyone thinks that drag is only for queer people, queer folks, but no, drag is for everyone. Lilith,
Everyone.
for example, Lilith, my drag sister, who's a Morningstar, she's a straight woman, and she does drag because drag is for everyone.
I will follow her definitely. Send me all of their. I think I followed
Yes,
everyone from the house, but just in case, send me everyone's account so we can follow each other.
yes. I sent you a list of French drag artists that you
Sure.
must follow.
And I'll send you a list of my friends and artists that we can get to know.
I'm sorry, I just read the comment of Beauregard.
It's in
He's saying
French, so I
that
don't understand.
he's saying that he needs an interview after COVID where everyone is licking my face one by one.
I don't think that's gonna happen for the next 3 or 5 years, to be honest. Like the
Yes.
whole COVID pandemic situation is not gonna calm down.
Yes, I don't think so, neither.
Wait, there's a question. Would you say your makeup is inspired by your favorite queens?
I
I did see
no,
something
because
where you had a unibrow.
yes, but because at the beginning I know Sacha Velour does it, but at the beginning I wanted Judas to be ugly, and a unibrow is ugly for lots of people. So I started to do it, and then I remember that Sacha Velour does it, but it wasn't inspired by her. The only thing in my drag who's inspired by another queen, it's when I do the huge eyebrow, the huge color here
Under the eye.
under the eye, and it is inspired by Eva Destruction, who's a major queen that I really love her.
Dragula.
Yes, but I only discovered recently that she was in Dragula. I follow her since the beginning of my drag. She's one of my favorite artists ever. And then I saw her in Dragula, and I'm not going to spoil anything, but I really love her. She's so talented.
I remember seeing the America's Got Talent performance, the clown performance of Ava Destruction. That was
Incredible.
really cool.
But you know that she auditioned several times for Drag Race, and she was always denied.
Really?
Yes, I don't understand why. She said it.
Well, what did she say?
She said it on an Instagram post or story that she auditioned like 5 or 6 times, I think, for the show, and every time she was denied. Maybe because she has a hairy chest and she's not hyper feminine as RuPaul wanted to at the time.
Yeah, but I feel like at this point no one really cares because like with UK they don't care.
Yes,
with
but
UK they don't care at all.
Because it's the major difference between USA. Everything has to be polished and very pure and very cute and very feminine. But in Europe, it's like it's not that like this at all. I mean, there are lots of queen that has hairy chest or big beard and mustache. It's not mustache the one, but very big beards. So it's the major difference between European and USA drag, and this is why I rather love. Yes, it's refreshing, and this is why I really prefer European drag than USA drag.
By the way, I just remembered that we saw a French queen last season, Nikki Doll.
Yeah, Nikki Doll. She's a Parisian queen, and she's really cool as well. I did not really watch this season, not gonna lie, but she went on TV here at the news.
I saw the interview. Yeah.
Yes. But she seems really nice. She's really talented. I really love what she does. She's nice. But I've never met her.
Do you think she represents French drag in any way?
I think yes. She represents a kind of French drag, the very fashionable parts. Very fashionable parts, really beautiful parts, like Fashion Week. And yes, she represents the fashionable part of French drag, and I really like what she does. I could not do it, but I really love what she does.
Yeah, it's really beautiful. It reminds me of Miss Fame, but like a really new version of Miss Fame.
I really love Miss Fame. She was really good in her season.
Yeah. All right. Any more questions? Medium after COVID. That's right. All right. If you guys have any more questions, she represents Parisian drag mostly. So like what I understood that there's a major difference between the Parisian drag and the what other word would you use to describe the other style of drag of drag from France?
Actually, there is kind of a big competition between Parisian drag artists here and the other French drag artists from other cities, because not all the queens from Paris, but a lot of queens from Paris are saying that they are doing drag and that we are not doing drag, because it's not the same thing. And they are saying that they are only drag artists in Paris, and the other are not drag artists, are not really drag, are playing, and so basically they are saying that French drag is Parisian drag, which is wrong. It's really, really wrong, because Parisian drag represents a little tiny part of French drag. Even though it's the biggest scene in France, even though they are the biggest project, they represent only a little part of French drag.
Do you guys have a pageant history when it comes to drag? Is there a pageant scene?
I don't know. Maybe, but I don't think that pageant is such a big deal here. I mean,
Yeah, it's more of an American thing, I think.
from every time that I went to Paris, the more well-known queens were the funny one. You know, the funny one. Yes. Borgan just say I think there is the contest like Drag Me Up, but it's not really pageant as well, I think. But it's like, I mean, the biggest pageant one, but I don't know. There are lots of big contests, but a big pageant, I don't know.
Like maybe it's a mixture of.
Yes. Here there is La Drag Me Up, le Dragathon, le Drag Contest, and also les Nyx Face Awards, which are a very big thing for drag artists as well. Even though it's originally for makeup artists, it's a big thing for drag artists as well. But there is not a big pageant here.
I have a friend.
It's more.
Go on.
It's more American. It's more of an American thing, because here in France we are not looking for the beauty of drag, but for the funny part, for the entertaining part of drag. Yes, for the performance, for the entertaining part.
Yeah, I was gonna say that I have a friend who participated in the Nyx Awards, Arabia, and he is a drag queen. He does drag, and he won. He won.
He won.
Yeah, it was so, like, I was so happy for him. Like, it was a major thing. But yeah, like there's a lot of, because we don't have a drag scene here in the Middle East, and it's very difficult because if you dive into the art of drag, it's not valid. They don't consider it as like a full-on how do I describe it? There is no community basically. So him being accepted as a drag queen and winning was a big deal, but unfortunately, I don't think it's going to change the community, or it's not going to really change the scenes. But I was really happy for him. It was really cool.
It's really cool that he or she won. It was really cool.
Yeah, I'll send you their account. I think. Wait.
Yes.
Let's see. Yeah, my friend Noons here knows who I'm talking about. Hey, Noons. All right, if you guys have any other final questions, final thoughts, anything else you guys like to share, go ahead. I feel like, what time is it? Did time pass really quickly? I didn't feel it. I don't feel the time.
No, I don't feel it as well. Neither. I don't feel neither.
Yes, I know.
I think your friend just.
Yeah. Arabia Felix. He's amazing. Yeah, he's a really cool. He's not just a drag queen. Like he's a professional makeup artist. He's a content creator, a videographer, photographer, everything. Multi-talented. I wanted to ask you something, and that's because I am struggling with this. I assume, okay, so basically, because we're living in this digital world, you have to do everything yourself. You have to set up your own background. You have to do, of course, your own makeup. You have to edit. Like you have to do almost everything by yourself. How has that been for you? Did you have people to support you, or was it very difficult to manage by yourself?
I have my boyfriend. My boyfriend is amazing. He's really amazing. He's really supportive. He's a huge. He is not really a fan of drag. He loves drag. I mean, he watched Drag Race with me. He come with me to the drag event when we can because of COVID. But he's not really a huge fan of drag. but he does everything he can for me. And Coccinelle is here as well. I mean, Coccinelle is a really big part of my drag. She's always there, always when I need her. She's always supportive. She's the first one all time to see my new post, my new makeup, and she's really supportive. But as I said, my boyfriend is incredible. I wouldn't be able to do anything without him. Even though he's not doing anything for my drag, he's just supporting. He just tells me if it's ugly or not. Yes, but he is incredible. And also I have my parents that are incredible as well. They are so supportive. My father think that I am insane, but in the good way.
Okay.
And my mother loves it. My mother really, really loves my drag. My sister loves my drag. My little brother, who is only 10 or 11, don't really understand, but he don't really give a shit. You know, he's like, okay, my brother is painting his face, but no, my family is incredible. My family is incredible.
That's really amazing.
And
That's really good.
yes, but I wouldn't be able to do anything of it without my boyfriend or Coccinelle. I wouldn't be able. I wouldn't have the strength, I think.
That's really amazing. And I'm glad that you have them in your life, and I'm glad that they're supporting you.
Yes, I'm so glad as well.
Shout out to, what's your boyfriend's name?
Lenny. Lenny like Lenny. Lenny like Leny.
Shout out to Lenny. Shout out to Coccinelle, which is the name is a little. It's gonna take some time. But
Best name ever.
Yeah. All right. On that note, I think we're gonna have to end the live chat. Thank you very much, Judas Morningstar from the House of Morningstar, for being
from
my
the House
first
of
guest.
Morningstar.
Yes,
Oh.
and thank you so much.
I told you earlier about Eduardo, the Mexican drag, and he just came by here. So if you want to follow him, he's incredible. Eduardo from Mexico, he's incredible. And thanks a lot again for the invitation. It was so fucking cool.
Yeah, it was super fun. I'm so glad to have you, and I'm so glad, like, to even talk to you, because I've been following you for so long, and I've been inspired by your makeup. Thank you for talking. Like, thank you for saying yes. I didn't think he would answer.
Yes, I would. Of course, I would. It was really a nice idea, a nice idea, and I am really happy to be a part of it, to have been invited by you. It's so cool.
So for everyone who wants to watch this will be posted on my IGTV, and I will also repost it on YouTube. I'll just need to edit our faces like next to each other a little bit, and it's going to be a full show on YouTube, and I'll post it and you guys can watch it. And I hope to see you soon again on March 19th.
I hope as well. March 19th. Don't forget it. It will be incredible.
Yes, and we have to do this again because it seems so fun.
Yes,
Thank you.
Yes. We will have to. Thanks a lot.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Take care and have a wonderful night.
Yes. See you soon, guys.